Welcome to the Scale Grants Information webinar, a grant type available in the Youth Innovations and Family Innovations stream. Today, we're going to cover information about Scale Grants in the Youth Innovations and Family Innovations streams. If you haven't already, we suggest that you watch a recording of the Youth Innovations or Family Innovations information sessions before proceeding with this session. We'll talk about the different grant types and how to determine if a scale grant is a good fit for your group and project. We'll also run through the eligibility, go over the next steps to begin the application process, and let you know where you can get additional support. If you have specific questions to your program or past experience, we encourage you to book a coaching call. This session offers an overview so that you can take the next steps and understand which grant stream and type is appropriate for your program. First, let's take a look at the YOF program as a whole. The YOF provides grants and capacity building supports to grassroots groups and collaboratives to improve the well-being of youth and families facing systemic barriers with a focus on Indigenous and Black communities. The reason we place an emphasis on Indigenous and Black communities is because we know that historically they have been disproportionately impacted by systemic oppression, and today they face greater barriers to well-being. As a response to these inequities, the YOF offers 3 different granting streams: youth innovations, family innovations, and systems innovations. Each stream focuses on a specific population and type of work. The youth innovation stream invests in the work of grassroots groups led by groups of youth under 29 or youth adult partnerships. The family innovation stream focuses on resourcing grassroots groups led by parents, guardians, and caregivers working to support and strengthen parents, guardians, and caregivers who face systemic barriers. The systems innovations focuses on resourcing collaboratives that are looking to address the root cause of issues that are impacting the well-being of youth and using system change as a way to bring long-term change across a system. Through the youth innovations and family innovation streams, the YOF funds independent grassroots groups and small nonprofits with an annual revenue under $50,000. The group must exist independently of a larger organization, other not-for-profit, charitable organization or municipality, university, school, religious institution, and/or hospital. Test and scale grants are available for both youth innovations and family innovation streams. This presentation will focus on the requirements and features of scale grants. To learn more about the specifics of youth innovations and family innovation streams, please watch an information session recording for the stream that interests you. If you don't see your group reflected in this program, please feel free to step away. However, you are welcome to stay on, listen, and share the information with your networks. Within the Youth Innovations and Family Innovations grant streams, there is funding available to enhance or expand existing projects. These are called scale grants. With a scale grant, established grassroots groups can expand their reach or enhance their impact by scaling up an existing project. Grant terms are 2 or 3 years long, and the amount that can be awarded is up to $150,000 per year. Please note that if your group has an active grant with the Youth Opportunities Fund, you can only apply when you are in your last year of the grant. We will now move to the eligibility requirements to apply for a SCALE grant. There are important eligibility requirements that groups and their projects need to meet to be eligible for a SCALE grant. The first is around the group's eligibility. The second focuses on the eligibility of the project. Over the next few slides, we will cover these critical requirements in more detail. Now let's take a closer look at the first set of requirements, which is around eligibility of core groups and their members. A core group is a term you will see throughout the application process. Let's take a moment to explain how the YOF defines a core group. A core group has a minimum of 3 people who are responsible for the governance, decision-making, and execution of a project. Each core group member has a specific role related to the delivery of the project. We will want to know who your core group members are, as well as what skills, lived experiences, expertise, and knowledge they bring to your project. To be eligible, your core group should meet the following requirements. Core groups need to have at least 3 members. If your group is a registered nonprofit, your board members must be included in your core group. More than 50% of the core group needs to be at arm's length to each other. This means all members, including board members, if applicable, are not married or related to each other, do not work as business partners, or are otherwise in a relationship where interests may be compromised. Core group members, including board members where applicable, reflect the identities and experiences of the project beneficiaries. Additionally, the group needs to have had delivered at least 2 years of core activities that have had an impact on primary beneficiaries. The group needs to demonstrate a readiness to scale the project. This list includes some requirements, but not all. So please review our website for the entire list of eligibility requirements. Now, unlike for test grants, your group cannot be adult-initiated youth partnership for SCALE grants. If you are interested in applying to the Youth Innovations stream, we encourage you to review the leadership structures on our website for this stream. For the Family Innovation stream, the majority of core group members must be parents, guardians, or caregivers. YOF defines a parent, guardian, or caregiver, or PGC, as a person who is responsible for the physical, emotional, and economic well-being of one or more children and or youth. This includes legal and decolonized and or culturally rooted understandings of guardians and caregivers. And please note that the role of a PGC is different than a caring adult or a mentor. Within the youth and family innovation streams, the group must reflect the lived identities and experiences of the communities they are interested in serving. For the youth innovation stream, core groups must be a youth-led group or a youth-adult partnership. If the group is a youth-adult partnership, youth must make up more than 50% of the core group and equally share responsibilities with adults. Unlike for test grants, your group cannot be an adult-initiated youth partnership for SCALE grants. If you are interested in applying to the Youth Innovation stream, we encourage you to review the leadership structures on our website for this stream. For the Family Innovation stream, the majority of core group members must be parents, guardians, or caregivers, or PGCs. The YOF defines a PGC as a person who is responsible for the physical, emotional, and economic well-being of one or more children and or youth. This includes legal and decolonized and or culturally rooted understandings of guardians and caregivers. Please note that the role of a PGC is different than a caring adult or a mentor. As a grassroots group, your activities might slightly change depending on the needs of your community members. Core activities are the set of activities that your group has developed and consistently delivered to your project participants, regardless of fluctuating needs. A scale grant is for groups that have been working together consistently for 2 years to deliver their core activities and can demonstrate that the project was successful. This ensures there is a solid foundation in place to scale the project. This work could have been happening with or without funding. To be eligible for a scale grant, core activities must have been delivered consistently for at least 2 years. You must clearly outline the consistency of your work and what you are offering over a minimum of a 2-year period for us to properly assess your readiness to scale. You must have been designed and delivered to address a clear issue and to benefit a YOF primary beneficiary population. This means that core activities are being delivered to a group of participants that align with YOF's primary beneficiaries list. Core activities are being delivered to improve the well-being of youth or families in Ontario. We encourage you to take some time to consider whether the activities you have delivered as a group fit within our definition of core activities. Ad hoc projects that were offered to respond to temporary needs and issues that have since been resolved are not eligible for a scale grant. If your group has been delivering varied programming without consistency over a shorter period of time, a test grant may be more appropriate for you. We encourage you to visit our website to learn more about the various options of grants that we offer. Your core activities over the last 2 years must have achieved results that advance or align with the YOF priority outcome that you select in your application. So what does it mean to advance or align with a priority outcome? It means that the change you have been able to achieve over the past 2 years can contribute to or support the type of impact described in at least one of your chosen grant stream's priority outcomes. In the Youth Innovation Stream, there are 5 priority outcomes for the Youth Innovation Stream. Groups must select and advance one of these priority outcomes. And in the Family Innovation Stream, there are 3 priority outcomes for the Family Innovation Stream. Groups must select and advance one of these priority outcomes. Consider the impact that your core activities have been creating within your community and see if they align with one or more of the priority outcomes within your chosen stream. To learn more about our priority outcomes, we invite you to visit our website or to check out our Youth Innovations or Family Innovations information session recordings. Now, as previously mentioned, it's important that the work you've led has positively impacted your beneficiaries. As part of your scale application, you will need to demonstrate the results and impact of your core activities. Your scale application needs to show strong results to support the success and impact of your previous work on your selected primary beneficiaries. They must show a vision to scale your project that is informed by your results and by the youth or parents, guardians, and caregivers you have engaged within the past. It also needs to show that you are working with the same profile of primary beneficiaries as you did in your previous work. This includes the age bracket for youth innovations, lived experiences, and identities. Make sure that the people who benefited from the results of your previous project are the same demographic you aim to reach for your scale project. The profile of youth or parents, guardians, and caregivers include age, lived experiences, and identities should be the same. Strong results from your core activities are the foundation of a strong scale application. This provides a rationale as to why your project deserves to be scaled. In short, the results we want to see are positive, consistent results over a 2-year period that benefits one or more of the YOF primary beneficiary groups through a project that aligns with the YOF priority outcomes. So how do you share these results with us? You should have data from various evaluation methods. You can pull results from sharing circles, arts-based facilitation, interviews, participant quotes, or other methods that you might have used. If you aren't sure if your results are adequate, please connect with a program manager to discuss your evaluation methods. To summarize your group and project eligibility, here is an overview of what you need to consider as you look at scale grants as an option for your grassroots group. The first diagram on the left shows the importance of starting with the why. It helps to frame the approach and support you in understanding what we want to see in a scale project. Consider the feedback you've received from participants. As leaders, what are some of the observations about the success of your core activities? What makes your program successful, and where are the opportunities for growth? Consider the community needs. What have you learned about the needs of your beneficiaries? And what's the long-term vision for your work? The second diagram on the right shows the key elements for groups to scale their projects with YOF. For group, the core group members have experience delivering activities together and have a sound understanding of the work being delivered. Under core activities, the group have been delivering core activities for at least 2 years. The offerings have allowed participants to access consistent programming. And under results, the group has a strong, consistent result from their project over a 2-year period that aligns with YOF primary beneficiaries. It's also important that the results from the core activities and the scaled initiative align with a YOF priority outcome.
There are 2 scale project types. One offers groups an opportunity to expand a current project to impact more youth or PGCs. Through this project type, more youth or PGCs are engaged and experience the benefits of the project. This project type allows you to continue delivering your core activities to reach a wider audience of youth or PGCs, broadening your impact. The second project type offers groups an opportunity to enhance the quality of youth or PGC's experiences and deepen the impact of a current project. Through this project type, the core activities are slightly adapted or enhanced to create a more impactful project. Essentially, your group is making tweaks and improvements to your core activities so that the benefits experienced by the community are felt more deeply. The choice between the project types has to be intentional and informed by the feedback you've received through the delivery of your core activities. We'll now go over the different project types in more detail. Type 1 is expanding core activities. This type of scale project is one where you choose to deliver your core activities in either a new geographic community, a new location, or at a new time. The end goal is that you are planning to scale your impact by reaching more youth or PGCs. If you're considering selecting this project type, remember the following. You must clearly communicate the number of youth or PGCs your project reached through your core activities that you have been delivering over the past 2 years. You must also share the number of youth or PGCs you plan on reaching by scaling your project. Consider the scaled number thoughtfully and ensure that it is feasible. You should demonstrate how you plan on expanding to reach more youth or PGCs. Take note, it's important that you are maintaining the same demographic of participants. Let's say you're a group of young men who have been running programming for other young men ages 14 to 18. Through the scale project type, you are interested in offering the programming to young women. However, your group does not have prior experience in delivering your core activities to young women. This would not be a good scale model because you cannot demonstrate positive results working with young women to build your plan for expanding to this new group of participants. On this slide, you'll see an example of a youth-led grassroots group that meets the conditions to apply for the Youth Innovations Scale Grant. The core activities for this project are hosting a weekly drop-in space every Thursday in East Toronto for Black and racialized youth from local low-income communities to gather and build skills. The project has been running consistently for 3 years with some funding. The core group is made up of a team of 4. Most of the group has had a close working relationship over 2 years. The project was highly successful. Some of the results include gathering 60 youth weekly to access a creative outlet. Through surveys, participants shared that they felt a sense of safety and community in the program. The programming was affirming for the youth in the neighborhood, and it was a space where they built strong relationships with their peers. Through the delivery of their core activities, the group learned that there were many times where youth couldn't reach their programming in east of Toronto, and many participants encouraged the group to recreate the space and model elsewhere. The group has strong and positive results. In addition to the results, the group also has a strong answer for the question why they plan or want to scale the project. The youth-led group wants to recreate the space and model elsewhere across the GTA because they have feedback from the community that there is a low-income Black and racialized youth are not able to access their current program location. Therefore, they want to recreate the space in a central location of Toronto. Through the scale project type, the group is interested in expanding their reach by offering their programming in central Toronto space. The group will continue to deliver their core activities in the east of Toronto on Thursdays, where they reach 60 youth annually. They will hold programming on Tuesdays in central Toronto through their scale initiative and reach 40 more youth in the new location. This means their reach will increase from 60 youth to 100 youth annually, resulting in more Black and racialized youth from low-income communities accessing creative learning spaces. If you're interested in expanding your program to a new community or location, consider the following. Are you already involved in the new community? For example, are you working with a partner organization established in the new community? Or have you delivered ad hoc sessions within the new community? Do your core group members have experience living in or working with the new community? Is there a demand for your program by youth or PGCs in the new community? It's important to demonstrate your current involvement or touch point with the new community or location to demonstrate that your scaled initiative will be well received attended, and ultimately impactful. The second scaling project type is to enhance your core activities to deepen the impact of your project. This type of scale activity is one where you choose to maintain the integrity of your core activities while making changes that enhance the quality of your program. Through this project type, the same profile of participants experience greater benefits through enhanced activities. If you're considering this project type, remember the following. Your group should have a strong rationale for tweaking or enhancing your programming. That is based on the results from your core activities, not only your perspective as project leaders. Here's an example of the second type of scale project. A parent-led grassroots group that meets the conditions to apply for the Family Innovations Scale Grant. The core activities for this project are hosting monthly programs for Indigenous mothers and families in Timmins, Ontario. The activities are currently based workshops. The core activities for this project are hosting monthly programs for Indigenous mothers and families in Timmins, Ontario. The activities are culturally based workshops and honor the worldviews and values of Indigenous PGCs. The core group is made up of mothers to young people between the ages of 4 to 24 years of age. The majority of the team members have worked together to deliver core activities for the last 2 years. The project was successful and created a safe space for cultural connections for 40 Indigenous mothers in the last 2 years. Through a sharing circle with their participants, the project leaders learned that the mothers wanted to receive more tailored one-on-one supports to improve their employability skills. The group is a strong fit for a scale grant because they've implemented the activities with consistency for the past 2 years. They have strong evidence of positive results and have identified how they want to scale their idea by offering one-on-one supports. The enhancement is to add one-on-one sessions while continuing to deliver monthly culturally based programming that was a part of the core activity. The goal is that through multiple interactions with an opportunity to receive tailored supports, mothers will have increased opportunities to gain more skills, which will deepen the impact of the program has on participants. As we reach the end of the presentation, we're going to share some important reminders and next steps with you. A reminder that before understanding whether scale is a good fit for your group and project must align with the requirements of our Youth or Family Innovation stream. There are 3 key requirements groups and projects must meet. For the Youth Innovation stream, projects are led by young leaders or youth adult partnership who share identities and experiences with those they will engage in the project activities. For the Family Innovation stream, your core group must share identities and experiences with PGCs they will engage in project activities. 2. The change the project is trying to make clearly aligns with one of the Youth Innovation's priority outcomes or Family Innovation's priority outcomes. 3. Your group must meet eligibility criteria. We go over all these requirements in the Youth Innovations and Family Innovations information sessions. If you want more information on these requirements, please visit our website or watch one of the recordings for these sessions. We want to highlight why the steps and processes we have walked you through are important as it relates to the application process of the YOF. The first step of the application starts with the expression of interest. For those of you who've already held a YOF test grant, these questions look a little different. Here are some examples of additional questions you will be asked. When responding about your core activities, you'll be asked the following. Describe the project your group currently delivers. Describe all the core activities. Here, you must describe the project's core activities that you've already delivered for the past 2 years that you want to scale. This includes the main activities, the frequency of these activities, a few details about the types of activities and the reasons why your group made choices on how to deliver your activities, how many participants engaged with your activities, where these activities took place, and how these activities were impactful to your participants. You'll also be asked to tell us how your group plans to scale the project from its current form. Be specific and clear in describing the changes you'll make to your current model in order to either enhance or expand the project from its current form. Use this space to tell us how you will enhance your group's impact or how you will reach more PGCs or youth, why you are scaling the way you're scaling, what informed the vision of your scaled project. Additionally, we'll ask you to tell us how the needs and issues you're responding to have changed or continue to persist since you began delivering activities. Tell us about the systemic nature of the issues you're tackling. The application process involves various steps for the groups and organizational mentors. Step 1. Once the application portal opens, you can complete and submit the expression of interest by the deadline date. At this stage, staff review your group's eligibility, your readiness to do this work, the potential impact of your project, and how well you understand the needs, interests, and experiences of the beneficiaries you want to work with. We notify all applicants of the status of their expression of interest approximately 6 weeks after the deadline. Step 2. Applicants with a shortlisted expression of interest will be invited to submit a grant application with an organizational mentor. Applicants are asked to start researching for potential organizational mentors at this stage. You'll receive news of the status of your application about 3 months after the grant application deadline. We encourage you to work with your team, review your core activities, and how you want to approach scaling your project. Consider if this is the right grant for your work. If your group is interested, we encourage you to connect by booking time with Youth Opportunity Fund program managers, which you can do on our website. You'll also find plenty of tools and resources there for both test and scale grants, so we encourage you to visit www.otf.ca/YOF. Be sure to check out and review the expression of interest questions that are available online for the Youth Innovations and Family Innovations streams to help you prepare, and start looking for an organizational mentor as soon as you can. Email yof@otf.ca to be added to our mailing list for regular updates. As we wrap up, we welcome you to share feedback about this session. We always want to learn how we can improve our sessions, so we'll put a link for a short evaluation in the chat.